All right, it is time for us to chat a little bit with my co-host, Patty Pyburn, who so eloquently delivered the news just then. How are you, Patty?
I hope that was eloquent. I am a little
tired,
sleepy on this Saturday morning.
Well, Patty, recently back from her trip to Europe, as we've discussed. Now you have everyone wanting to go to Spain, including our listeners.
I think it's a great idea.
Yes, but whenever you travel that much and you find yourself confined in airports, airplanes, recycled air, you tend to come down with something. You know what else I think it is? When you expose yourself to... When you live on the Central Coast, the bugs that you're coming in contact with...
You're used to them?
Right. Your body already has defenses to them.
Right.
When you go to a completely different part of the world, there might be some cold germs.
Foreign bugs?
Right. Circulating. Yeah, exactly. They're foreign. They are. And so they're alien bugs.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it might... you don't have the defenses built up. So
and think about what you're doing. We were on the underground or the metro or the subway, depending on where we were, just touching all the handrails and everyone else is touching all day. And I'm just, who knows what I was exposed to.
Well, you know how I love public transit, but I am a freak about putting the alcohol on my hands after I ride a bus or a subway system, whatever it might be.
Hand sanitizer is your friend.
So I'm sorry you're not feeling well, Patty.
Oh, it's not the worst thing that's ever happened. I don't know how much time we have right now, but...
A few minutes.
All right. So in the news, we had talked to just a quick blurb about this scientific study on screw caps or corks.
Oh,
and
right.
I have to say, I am one of those possibly superficial people that looks at a screw cap on a bottle of wine and thinks that it seems cheap.
Right.
But that's not the case.
No.
That's a perception.
It is a perception. There's also the perception that that screw caps are more sustainable than corks. That's not necessarily the case. A cork tree does not die when you take the cork from it. It's actually very renewable resource and provides a lot of jobs in Portugal is where a lot of the cork comes from, just south of where you were saying.
Kind of like bamboo just regenerates itself over
yes.
At such a rapid pace.
Cork is a very sustainable product, and so there's the lore that goes with it. Pulling a cork out.
That I just was going to say, I pulled up this blog really quickly, and it cites a study that recently done in the UK that says twice as many people now accept the screw caps as they did 10 years ago, but still there's resistance, as we mentioned, the just perception that it's not quality, which isn't true. This blog cites some pretty big wineries using screw caps, but goes on to say people miss the tradition. They want to, do the cork. And then the other thing is that there is some science behind it, and the screw cap actually works better for younger wines because it does limit the oxygen.
Right, because you do need a little bit of aging to go on in that process.
Right.
And so I can see that where the cork would allow a little.
Can I give you the technical name for a screw cap?
Please do.
A Stelvin closure.
A Stelvin closure.
I just thought you should know that.
I don't mind the Stelvin closures, but is there a technical name for the cork?
I think we're just gonna have to go with cork.
And then also, what's going to happen generations from now? No one will say put a cork in it. So
cap it.
Yeah, you're gonna Yeah, screw a cap on that on that statement.
Put a Stelvin closure on it.
That's never going to work. Hey, I just want to quickly mention for our foodies in the audience, there is probably no bigger foodie than Marion Cunningham, who passed away this week, 90 years old. She really was at the forefront of the California cuisine movement. She can be credited with basically making Alice Waters who she is, because she brought a guy named James Beard. If you're a foodie, you know his name. And she said, hey, James, let's eat at this little place I've found in Berkeley called Chez Panisse. James Beard wrote about it, put it on the map, and Alice Waters, as you know, was instrumental in getting a garden at the White House. Has been featured on 60 Minutes and many other things. You also might have a mom or grandma who has the Fanny Farmer cookbook in their kitchen. We have the Fanny Farmer cookbook
My
at home.
mom's is literally so old it's falling apart at the seams.
Right. Well, Marion Cunningham rewrote it. The Fanny Farmer cookbook originally came out in the late 1800s, and then I think it was in the 1970s 70s that, if I have that correctly, that Marion Cunningham rewrote it. She was an agoraphobic and did not want to leave her home in Walnut Creek for years.
Wow.
A friend of hers talked her into taking a cooking class by none other than James Beard up in Oregon, I believe. And she went and took the class. And she and James Beard became friends, and the rest is history. She started cooking classes in the Bay Area, and she's just such a staple for the foodie community, so she will be greatly missed. I did have a chance to meet her one time when I worked for KGO Radio, and then one time she was eating at a restaurant that I was at called the Foreign Cinema in the Mission District of San Francisco, and everyone was abuzz. Marion Cunningham's eating here right now. So anyway, she will be missed. Thank you, Patty, very much.
Indeed.
Hey, stick around, everyone. It's time to stretch and breathe. I think that's one of the major tenets of yoga. We will learn the secrets of it and where you can find some very unique classes here on the Central Coast. But if you're listening in some other place, lots to learn as well. We're back in just a moment.